Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. And in the last episode, Kaito Yashio returned to the island of Tanegashima and was reunited with his friends. But he wasn't alone, for another passenger has made his way to the island of Tanegashima. Mr. Daru Hashida, aka Daru, who is here to visit Light Nuji, and in so doing has pretty much run into the rest of the Robotics Club as well. So there we go. The young man who rode the ferry with me asks after briefly greeting me. Judging by their interaction earlier, apparently the other youngsters are here to pick him up. He must be pretty popular, even I can tell as much based on the amiable look he has on his face. But still. Yeah. Daru and I go way back, Kaito. Way back. It seems like Daru isn't even paying attention to Kaito right now. Why does that not surprise me? He's got so many cute girls coming to see him. Of course he does, Daru. Normies must die. Daru's regular catchphrase and a sentiment shared by none other than Frau. Yeah. Something tells me those two are gonna get along just fine. Worries me.
住んでたわけじゃなくて、ラボとして借りてたんだお。
Yes, indeedy. The Future Gadget Laboratory, as it was known back in the day, still is. Not a proper laboratory, mind you. Never that.
Labo?
ラボラトリー、つまり研究所のことですよ。
Yeah, your expectations will be sorely disappointed if you ever visited the place, Sabaru. Although nowadays, I wonder if that place is still being used as such. I wonder. I mean, a lot has changed and much time has passed, so... Awesome is hardly the word to describe what was going on in the Future Gadget Laboratory, save for one thing, but we don't talk about that.
いや、そんな大層なもんじゃなくて、言うなれば学生のお遊びの延長みたいなもんつうか。
Yeah, it was basically a clubhouse. Let's leave
い
it
つ
at
も変
that.
なもの作って大きな音を出してはブラウン氏に怒られてたお。
That's of course Mr. Braun, aka Yugo Tanuchi.
ブラウン氏って？
苗様のお父上のこと、ブラウン管の専門店の店長をしてたからブラウン氏。
Yeah, that was it. The Brawn Tube Workshop. Brawn Tube Workshop, located in Akihabara, Tokyo. It is one of the few stores left in Japan that deals in CRT televisions, which are very valuable nowadays. The store also offers on-site repairs and other services.
スキンヘッドの上、筋肉ムキムキで怒ると超怖いのだぜ。
That's actually pretty accurate there. Of course, Daru will know firsthand how intimidating Yugo can be.
Nai様のパパ上がツンツル天のマッチョマンだと？
Pretty much.
ちょっと想像できないですね。
You would if you actually met him in person, Irie.
お父さん、見た目で誤解されやすいから。
That's only part of the time. Other parts, the impression is totally accurate. I beg to differ. Indeed. That being said, he has a huge soft spot for his daughter, so I get how Nai-sama sees it that way. Yugo does dote on her. And you know what? Seeing the two of them now after all these years, I'm starting to think they may just have the ideal father-daughter relationship. They never mistreat each other and they maintain a healthy and respectful distance from one another. Yeah, I isn't the little girl she once was. Fathers and daughters all over the world ought to look up to those two. All girls will eventually tell their dads not to wash their clothes together. Such a sad world line should not be allowed to exist. What is a world line? Couldn't tell you.
でも、
Tell you.
すごいですよね。あの頃、お店の上でああして研究していた皆さんが今や。
That does bring up the question, what are the, well, I should say former lab members up to?
ところで、
I deliberately cut Nai-sama off. Looks like Daru doesn't want to discuss this in front of the Robotics Club. It wouldn't be appropriate to mention here what the lab members are doing right now. I'm just a lone traveler here on Tanegashima. Well, not really, but still. A person who has traveled the earth and sea to reach these lands. A Marabito, if you will. Marabito, a guest or visitor from a land far, far away. According to folklorist Orikuchi Shinobu, they're also referred to in legends and folklore as spiritual beings or gods. Daru is more of a spiritual being in the internet sense. But he is no kami, not even close. Anyway, moving on. Whoa. Epic Chunibu, bro. I'm starting to sound like Okurin. As you are, and you should probably stop while you're ahead. Chunibu. Literally 8th grade syndrome. A term referring to a mindset exhibited primarily by teenage males, also used as a derogatory term to refer to older people who still exhibit this mindset. Characterized by an affected attitude of nihilism or cynicism, extreme self-centeredness, delusions of power or superiority, and a consuming fear of being treated as a child. The person exhibiting these symptoms believes they are cool, but most observers find them pathetic. Chunibyu, which is most often abbreviated as Chuni, also refers to the fictional tropes that teenage males often enjoy, such as ancient conspiracies, superpowers, especially powers sealed in a character's eye or arm, Norse mythology, battles for the fate of the multiverse, etc. The consummate Chunibyu case will work such elements into his own personal backstory. 2010 was the golden age for this behavior, and the classical textbook example of this is none other than Rintaro Okabe, aka Horin Kiyoma, the insane mad scientist.
ナエ様、そろそろ彼らのことを教えてもらえると嬉しいわけですが、ナエ様の職場のお仲間ってわけではなさそうだけど。
They're more of acquaintances. Yeah. If I recall correctly, Naisama is currently 21. She's already slightly older than we were when we used to hang out at the lab. She's still very young though. These guys must be 2 to 3 years younger than Naisama, judging by the subtle innocence left in their faces, sorry. Oh, except a Frau, of course.
ごめんなさい。
But I
私
digress.
としたことが。紹介します。こちら、中央種子島高校のロボット研究部の皆さんです。
Not all of them. Not anymore.
へえ、ロボット研究部か。
Wait a sec. Robotics Research Club? Yeah, you would have heard of them. Maybe in passing, but still.
もしかしたらなんだけどさ、種子島のロボット研究部っつうと、ひょっとして。
That's pretty much their full designation.
知ってるんですか？
Mostly online.
そりゃあれだけニュースになればね。つか、僕もニヤ生はリアルタイムで見てたし。
Yeah, they've had a lot of coverage in the past. Nia Live, short for Nico Nia Live Streaming. A live streaming service offered by the major video sharing site Nico Nia Video. Of course, that's still going strong. I don't think it's going to end anytime soon.
すごいよ、カイ。東京の人も知ってるって、うちらのこと。ちょっとした有名人だよ。
More accurate to say that you were celebrities. After all, that all happened 6 months ago. Things have settled down since then.
わかったから、アキちゃんちょっと落ち着いて。
Yeah, and up to this point, Daru doesn't even know their names, but he will. We'll get around to that eventually. Last year, the Riach incident devastated Tokyo. Yeah, there's no way that Daru wouldn't have heard about that. Reach incident. An incident that occurred in November 2019 with the OS utilized by the Reach series of robots produced by Robotory Industries, the company which boasts the third largest market share of service robots in Japan, was hijacked. After which, the entire series of robots revolted throughout the city. During the revolt, Tokyo was in such a state of confusion that it was temporarily unable to function as the capital. Of course, there was far more to the incident than that, and of course it was merely a prelude to, a far greater calamity. It was only the beginning. The entire country of Japan was thrown into mass confusion by this unprecedented technological disaster. Yeah. Robotory Industries, really dropped the ball when it came to their putting everything on one cloud server network. Many of the details of that incident are classified due to broadcast regulations, but I know all too well the dangers it would have posed to the world had it turned out any differently. You should, considering who was really behind all of this, Daru. And the ones who tackled this issue head-on were Tanegashima High School's Robotics Research Club members, as there was no one else. Their heroic efforts were streamed live on Neovid. People nationwide sent them words of adoration and praise. Neovid, short for Nikonia Video, a video sharing service that boasts one of the largest user bases in Japan. Its most distinctive feature is that viewer comments can be embedded directly in the video rather than simply being displayed elsewhere. A large portion of Neovid's user base is from the younger generations. The music section especially has gained a recent influx of users, which in turn has led to it establishing its very own unique culture. That all went down during the spring of this year, all the way back in February. That was then.
そっか。それじゃ君たちが。
元中種ロボ部のヤシオカイトです。
元？
今年の春高校は卒業しちゃったんで。
Yep, he's moved on from Jewel High.
ああ、なる。
カイトくんは今年高校を卒業して宇宙飛行士を目指して勉強中なんですよ。
Interesting. Never actually would have pegged Kaito for that, but much has changed over half a year. Astronaut. A person specifically trained for space travel. Astronauts perform various missions in space, such as piloting spacecraft, conducting experiments, assembling structures, e.g. the International Space Station, etc. Intense psychological and physiological aptitude are a necessity, and as such, the required training involves enduring multi-directional shaking and rotation, conducting activity in a zero-gravity environment and withstanding the intense acceleration of gravity via centrifuge. Applications are accepted only once every few years, and the available slots are incredibly limited. Yeah, if memory serves, Kaito isn't really known for his physical capabilities, so yeah. I'm surprised that he's willing to put his body through such intensive conditions to actually go into outer space. Because becoming an astronaut isn't easy, especially with, yeah, given the fact that Kaito isn't known for his exercise habits.
宇宙飛行士マジそれすごくね
って言っても単に目指してるってだけで今はまだ大学に入るため本土の予備校に通ってるんですけどね
Looks like Kaito has found a new goal to settle upon. Well, good luck to you.
大丈夫。カイト君ならきっと夢を叶えられるはずです。
After all, you've achieved one long sought-after dream in the past. Why not another? Yashio-kun scratches his head awkwardly in response to Naisama's confident remark. And you know I did not miss your vernacular there, Daru. Would that I did. I got the full picture now. In other words, after graduating high school, he started going to a remedial school in Kagoshima and is now back visiting his folks. And the other club members are here to welcome him back.
So れじゃあ他のメンバーも紹介しますね。
Please do.
まずは元部長のあきほちゃん。元部長の瀬宮あきほです。おじゃり申せ。
Akio welcoming Daru in the Tanegashima fashion. Ujarimasu means welcome in the Tanegashima dialect. A banner featuring this phrase welcomes visitors to the Tanegashima airport. Of course, the farewell counterpart is Nonchio.
おじゃなんぞそれ
Yeah, I can see how you'd be confused by that particular phrasing there, Daru. It's neither a mouse nor a moose.
おじゃり申せっていうのはね、種子島ではようこそいらっしゃいましたって意味なんだよ。
なるほどそういうことそんじゃまあ一つよろしくあきたん
あき
Yeah, don't mind Daru, or do mind Daru, I should say.
それにしても女の子が部長のロボット研究部なんて珍しいっつうか
あきほちゃんはロボット大好きなんですよね。
That she does.
もちろんロボットは人類の夢でありロマンだからね。考えただけでたぎる。
Just a go-to overboard there, Akio. I can feel her overwhelming passion for robots just from hearing those words. She definitely feels more boyish than girlish, like an IRL tomboy grill. Net slang originating in the early 2010s. Another word for girl, not to be confused with a barbecue grill. Yeah, or any other grill for that matter. Perish the thought. Anyway, continuing on. But is her passion genuine? It's like Daru's gonna put that to the test.
こんにちは。お急ぎですか？
いや、別に急いでませんよ。
Interesting. Yeah, looks like Daru and Akio are on the same wavelength, especially when it comes to that reference. We both reach out our right hands and exchange a tight handshake. Daru, you're probably the first person who gets what Akio is thinking.
あ、ちなみに今のはファーストガンバムに出てくる合言葉ね。
Other than Akio's own father, of course, Kenichiro. But anyway, I digress. Gundam. Formerly known as Mobile Jacket Gundam, a seminal work of mecha anime. The first series aired in the late 1970s, and there have been many sequels and spin-offs produced since, some even being made to this very day, all of which have had an influence on the mind of Akio Tsunomiya.
あっそ。まあでも、アキちゃんは相変わらずだよね。安心したよ。
Wonder how glad you really are.
そう
別に褒めてはないけどね。
Yeah, I can see how strained that expression of yours is there, Kaito. Meanwhile, on with the introductions. It's still the rest of the club to get acquainted with.
それからこちらがダイト・クチュンナです。今はスペースアメ社という会社で働いています。
The fact that she's dressed in a very formal attire there. Very formal attire.
おお、南国風健康少女来たこれ。
Is that really something you should be saying out loud, Daru? Oh wait, you already did. Never mind. FTW, net slang originating in the 2000s, short for the win. Used to express excitement about the subject. Yeah. Just, yeah.
褐色美少女っつうのは需要はいまいちだけど、これはこれで捨てがたいジャンルの一つなんだよね。
Once again, not something you should be saying out loud, Daru.
ダルおじさん
Yeah, that warning tone from Nai speaks volumes. Be afraid, Daru. Be very afraid. Whoops. I accidentally let my heart's voice leak out.
よろしく、ジュンタン。
よろしくお願いします。
Yeah, Daru can be a bit of a handful in more ways than one.
ダルおじさん、言っておきますけど、彼女たちにはくれぐれも。
わかってるって。 安心してよ。なんたって僕は紳士だからね。
Gentlemen. Of course you are. Right. Gentlemen. A male who is elegant, well-educated, and well-mannered. On the internet, this term is repurposed in the title perverted gentlemen. By people who acknowledge their tastes are perverted but claim their words and conduct are elegant. Textbook case, Daru. Yeah, nice not buying it, Daru.
で、こっちの聡明そうな彼は
Ah yes, the intellectual.
日高昴と言います。ロボ部の現部長をしています。
Well, somebody had to be the president once Akio moved on from Chuo High. Of course, once upon a time you wouldn't have been caught dead with the Robotics Club. Our times have changed. He seems rather straight edge. He definitely looks like a bona fide president.
何か？
いやいや、日高くんね、よろしく。で、
ちょっと待ってください。
Yeah, there's no way Subaru would have spotted that.
なん
その呼び方、何なんです？
You really want to know why, Subaru?
呼び方日高くんなんか問題でもあ、もしかしてスバルくんの方が良かった
いや、僕が問題にしているのは、その、その、キュンという呼び方であって。
Well, to answer your question, that's just how Daru is.
じゃあタンの方がいいスバルタン
そうじゃなくて、普通に呼んでくださいと言っているんです。
I'm afraid your pleas are going to fall on deaf ears, Subaru.
だが断る
God damn it. Not the first time you've heard that phrase, Subaru, and it won't be the last. Subaru-kun. Yeah, Kun. Seems to have frozen up in shock at my blatant refusal. Yeah, as much of a straight edge as he is, he might be really fun to tease. Don't get any ideas, Daru. Oh wait, too late.
あつうことはもしかしてこっちの彼女がコウジロフラウシ
You guessed correctly.
なぜそれを
A twin-tailed Goldilocks gasps as soon as my attention is directed at her.
だってキルバラ作ったフラウコウジロ氏でしょ天才プログラマーとして有名じゃん
Yeah. Even Daru would have been aware of Frau Kajiro making her way to the island of Tanegashima, as well as what she's known for. Kill Ballad. Mobile Battler Gun Barrel Kill Ballad Online, or Kill Ballad KB for short. An online first-person mecha fighting game released in August of 2017 for the phone Droid OS. Planning and development was done by Frau Kajiro Factory, an independent manufacturer. fact that Frau Kajira was a member of the Robotics Research Club that saved the planet is a well-known fact in my neck of the woods. Yeah. Rather the internet.
有名人辛すぎわろと。
Snarky and sarcastic as always, I see. LEL, net slang originating in the 1980s. Derived from LOL, meaning laugh out loud. It is used in the same way as LOL or funny, with an I, not a Y, i.e. to indicate that the user is laughing or finds something humorous, and as such, LEL can also be used in a slightly mocking way as well, e.g. haha, SOZ, LELELELEL, and so on and so forth.
本名はブルゴーリコナちゃんって言うんですよ。
And Nai just casually reveals Frau's true identity. Kona Furugori.
いきなり初対面の人間に向かって本名を明かすとは何たる鬼畜の所業。プライバシーとはどこへ行ったのか。
Does this look familiar to you, Daru? I bet it does. You were thinking about it not too long ago. Yeah, very Chunibu-esque behavior.
何か。
But besides that, I'm getting a familiar vibe from her.
その値踏みをするような目つき。さては頭の中で私にあんなことやこんなことしてるんでしょう。エロ同人みたいに、エロ同人みたいに。
Yeah, unfortunately, Daru and Frau are kindred spirits, so to speak. Yeah.
コナーちゃん、とりあえず落ち着いて。
Yeah, you should know better than to believe that Frau will turn herself down anytime soon, Kaito. I knew it. She's from the same planet as me.
ナイ様、ちょっと聞いていい？
いいですけど、ダルおじさん、私もそのナイ様って呼び方、いい加減よしてくれませんか？
なんで？
だって子供の頃ならまだしも、この年でそう呼ばれるのもさすがに。
Yeah, unfortunately Daru's habits don't die that easily, Nai.
でもナエ様はナエ様だ。つか、もはや他の呼び方なんて考えられんし。
And that appellation is more out of appeasement and ego than anything else.
And
of course, Frau's jumping on the bandwagon now too.
ナエ様はナエ様で他の何者でもないですし、
ですよね。
そうは言っても、やっぱりさすがに恥ずかしいですよ。
Unfortunately, you're stuck with it, I'm afraid.
恥ずかしいというなら、なおさらやめるわけにはいかんね。
むしろみんなにナエ様と呼ばれて周知に頬を染めるナエ様希望ぬ。
Is that really appropriate, there, Frau? Gib. Net slang originating in the 2000s means give me. Mainly used when asking for videos or pictures. For example, gib source now mean, i.e. give me the source of that now. Oh, I was thinking of the other type of gib, the video game type of gib. Yeah, don't mind me. Yeah, don't mind me at all.
逆に存在になるってのもありかと。
Who are you addressing that to? Frau or I?
というわけでみんなナイ様って呼ぶべきっていうか呼べ。
As if Daru needed you to do that.
でも
Yeah, I'm afraid you have no choice in the matter.
どうしてもって言うなら、ナエ様もその呼び方やめてくんない？そしたら考えてもいいよ。
やめるってダルおじさんって呼ぶのですか？
そう、これでも僕はまだ若いのだぜ。せめてダルお兄ちゃんって呼んで。
Yeah, Daru never changes, unfortunately. Also, I'm surprised that you're even going so far as to call him Uncle Daru. I don't believe you would have called him that back in the old days.
できれば上目遣いでですね。わかります。
Yeah, Frau is all over this. Yeah, putting all that aside.
ねえカイ、あの二人なんか似てる気しない？
Yeah, to a fault, Akio. To a fault.
奇遇だね。俺もそう思ってたとこ。
じゃあ今まで通りでいいです。
Nice of our size as she forfeits. Looks like she's given up that fight. In other words, she'd rather be called Naisama than call me Big Brother. What's with that? Don't push it, Daru. I mean, I guess it's a win for me, but I suppose it does sound like some kind of weird roleplay when I address a young lady like that. You think? And unfortunately I don't like doing things others find displeasure in.
わかったお。じゃあ今度からナエタンって呼ぶことにするお。それならいいっしょ。
There will have to be a compromise, I suppose.
だったら私は橋田さんって呼ぶことにします。
I guess we have a deal. Yes, you do. Farewell, big brother. I dare to dream big.
じゃあ改めてナエタン、そっちのおにゃの子を紹介してくれる？
Ah yes, there's one more individual here. I almost forgot. Which is a big surprise to me. Yes indeed, there is one more individual. He's a young girl standing just a step outside of the rest of the group.
ああ、彼女は愛梨ちゃんです。
Irie Yukifune. That's her full name. Naitan circles around behind the young girl, who almost seems to be hiding from me, places her hands on her shoulders and gives her a quick shove forward.
雪船愛理です。よろしくお願いします。
Yeah, I imagine Irie is quite overwhelmed by all of this.
愛理たんも高校のロボ部員？でも高校生には見えんけど。
Well, she was never really formally part of the club.
いえ、私は
However, she has a rather complex and complicated history. We shouldn't pry too much.
彼女はまだ14歳で部員ではないんだけど、まあ仲間というところです。
Yeah, let's put it at that.
14歳。
何か？
いやいや、特に深い意味は。
Well, that's everyone introduced, I suppose.
橋田さんはお祭りを見にいらっしゃったんですか？
I wonder about that. Juntan asks meekly. Seems like she has a rather shy personality despite how much she stands out with her complexion.
お祭り？ああ。
Yeah, there is a big festival going on right now. Now that she mentions it, I suppose there is a giant banner. Tanegashima Gun Festival, it says. Interesting, so not the festival that I was thinking of. Tanegashima Gun Festival. A festival held every summer in Nishinamote to commemorate the arrival of guns in Japan. It is the city's major event, beginning with a matchlock gun firing squad made up of 3 groups, 2 of which are from neighboring cities. After the demonstration, the festival expands into floats, parades, entertainment shows, and special guests. At the end of the festival, the event is closed by a grandiose fireworks display. Yeah, I was confused with I was confusing it with the Yoira Iki festival, but that's a different event altogether. Now, the introductions are that definitely explains why this ordinary port is so hustling and bustling today.
あれ、違うの？この時期島に来る人って言ったらみんな鉄砲祭りに来る人たちだからてっきりそうかと思ったんだけど。
Yeah, let's just say that Daru has business of his own when it comes to being here on Tanegashima.
ああ、いやいや、そうそう、その通り。鉄砲祭りに来たんだ。僕昔から鉄砲伝来とか興味あってさ。
Teppo Denrai, huh? Teppo Denrai, a term used to refer to the introduction of firearms to Japan. It is said that guns first arrived in Japan in 1452, when a ship full of missionaries from Ming Dynasty China drifted ashore onto Mainohama, Tanegashima. Tanegashima Tokitaka, the lord of Tanegashima at the time, bought the firearms and became the pioneer of gun manufacturing in Japan. The introduction of firearms to Japan greatly changed the course of warfare. That being said, yeah. Matchlock guns aren't really Daru's thing. I wonder. Let's just leave it at that for now. Daru playing it hush hush and low key. But now that introductions are finally over with, should look at Daru's Pokecom and see what's happening. Got all the usual apps: phone, mail, address book, web, document viewer, map, Twippo, always a necessity, Kill Ballad Online, which I'm surprised that Daru has, since fighting games usually aren't his forte, but I digress. And finally IUO, which I'm actually not going to be using because of technical difficulties, but see what's happening on Twippo. Yeah. Well, time to head to the tropical islands, and Daru is using the title of B Title in addition to his own appellation of DaSH. Sucks that I won't be able to see my wife and daughter. Shoulda gave a goodbye kiss or two. Oh, it's too late for that. And message from Yanabaishi Uluka. That's actually supposed to be, well, it's pronounced Ruka since L's and R's are reversed in Japan. Have a nice trip. Take care. I also, sorry, that's, I didn't read the entire name. Yanabaishi Uluka, yeah, Uruka, Uruka. Still using that, iconic skull motif there, Ruka, and I thought your name was Ruka Urushibara, but I digress. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, these are from the other members of the Future Gadget Laboratory. Mayushi 1234, aka Mayushi Star, aka Mayuri Shina. A vacation, take care. Will do, Mayushi, will do. And it's none other than our old acquaintance Kurikame, aka Kurigoham, Chestnut, Rice, and Kamehameha. Been a while since we had a meaningful talk at the Institute. Things were sluggish after the solar storm, but it finally looks like everything's getting better. Yeah, America was also struck by the solar storm that hit Japan in recent times. There he is, the legend himself, or rather, just a bot account. Phoenix and Crimson Truth, Hoin Kiyoma, bot. My name is Hoin Kiyoma, as in the Phoenix, and within it, rising with the Crimson Truth. Yes, yeah, Ruka is a big fan of Hoin Kiyoma. Given the fact that Ruka back in the day was once a disciple of the insane mad scientist. Not that Ruka was ever really a scientist, but anyway. Fairest Nyan to the power of 2. Okay, Fairest Nyan Nyan. Going by yourself? Kind of suspicious, Nyan. Yeah, still ever the cat maid of Akihabara. In a sexy way, Daru's still with his Fairest obsession. Even after 10 years. As in you're planning something, Nyan. Yeah, Fairest is as much as Shinibu as Hoin Kiyoma to a terrifying degree. Yeah, and is a big fan of conspiracy theories. Nothing from Daru's family, which Might change in the future. The Olympics and the Expo, Tokyo's twin pros and cons. Good news. Let's see what's in the feed. Why'd they do them in the same year to begin with? Because that's how it ended up being. I guess the Expo being cancelled ended up being a good thing. Think about it, doing it the same year as the Olympics is dumb. Everyone has their own opinion. But that's not why the Expo was cancelled. There'd be a high chance of both of them flopping. The Olympics was a success because the Expo was cancelled. If you think the Olympics were a success, then you've probably gone mad. How many taxes have they sucked from us citizens? What percentage of the citizens voted yes? I saw in the news that it wasn't even once that it wasn't even 40%. While Tokyo was still groggy from the solar storm and the terrorist attack, they forced the Olympics. Of course us citizens are going to be all over it. Yes, the quote-unquote terrorist attack. More tourists came because of it, right? Isn't it enough to say that it was good? I heard some tourists slept in the streets because they couldn't find a place, but obviously that was going to happen. Obviously being short, obviously. So many people came even after the solar storm and terrorist attack. The city as a whole was relieved to cancel the expo. So what? Kimijima, Miss Zenobia, and Exco saved Tokyo? LOL, not even funny. I hate to break it to you 220, but those three weren't the ones who saved Tokyo. And let's just leave it at that. Am I the only one who thinks that Shinagawa and the Toyosu venues didn't need to be cancelled? At this point they should just rebuild the whole Tokyo as a whole, like that so-called Project Babylon to the Tokyo Bay, and you know the rest. I don't know the rest, Yellow Bear. Just I've known that the space elevator was an illusion. Yes, the Grand Obelisk that was present in Daru's flashback. Yeah, that wasn't real. Definitely not real. They should have done a giant robot war demonstration instead of cancelling because the Odaiba venue was destroyed. That's the last chance to get Japan back to its status as the robot country. That kind of crazy go with the flow is too much for Japan. All the robots displayed at Odaiba in a battle royale would be lit. But there wasn't a robot that could beat the Sumeragi at the venue though. Looks like people aren't going to forget Sumeragi that quickly. Yeah. That was not a fun time. They did that in Tanegashima, a super real one. Yes, too real. Lethally real, I might add. And nothing else in this day. So that's the Twibo feed so far. It's going to be more in the future. But with that, I believe this is a good point to end this episode, and when we return, adventurers, Daru might care to explore the rest of Tanegashima while he's at it, as well as deal with whatever business he has with Naitanuji. As always, until next we meet.